Alright, hello guys, welcome back to this channel. This is Ike Agmola speaking. Let's talk about the different kind of businesses you can start, right? I was going through a registration. I do sales registration for clients, and I also teach students how to carry out sales registration. And from different kind of businesses I've registered, and I noticed that, oh, what about if you have maybe a million naira, 500,000, 100,000, and you want to actually start something small and you just lack the business ideas? So this video, I'll be giving you different ideas from CAC that you can use to start a business. I'll be mentioning some business types or the type of business and giving you some basic explanation that you will need to be able to know the kind of business you want to start. One kind of business you can start, the first I'm mentioning, is the accommodation business and food service, food activity. Accommodation business, there are different type of accommodation business. So there are those business that are into accommodation, but you know, business accommodation business means that you need to have a lot of money to start, right? Structures has to be on ground and everything. Bakery business is part of it. Brewery business is part of it. You sell hot drinks, right? You sell soft drinks. So sales of soft drink is a very good business, especially if you do it on a wholesale base. So you sell whatever you get within a day, you sell it out. You can consistently churn out your money and get your profit daily. So even if you are making a 10,000 naira profit daily, you can do the calculation and know what is going to amount to at the end of the month. Sales of soft drink, wine, drinks, beverages, food and beverage services activities. That's also a kind of business. Fruit juice production and sales. There are different online vendors that do this. You can just find a way to package yours and make sure you have a way of having preservatives so that it can stay for long. There are hotel reservation services, and this one is for those who can. You can build an app that can help to people to reserve hotels and around you. Hotel and hospitality, you have hotel and hospitality services. You have operate confectionery shops. You have people that operate food outlets, sales of food, operate restaurants, and you operate viewing center. There was a time I was thinking of starting this viewing center. It's a very lucrative business actually. There's almost a match at least once in a day. On weekends, that's when you even have your major cash out, right? You look for the best location, and one of the reasons why I stopped was there was no best location. You must be strategic about how you start a viewing center, right? That business opportunity, I'll not be able to exhaust the list, right? It's very, very massive. Now let's look at the administrative and support service activities. Just carry your pen and be writing. One of those, we have the abattoir and meat selling services. So one of the things, personally, I do that, right? I have a little bit of poultry inside, and when I rear my birds up to 6 weeks, sometimes I sell them apart from consumption at home, right? So this is a very good business, and you can almost get within 20 to 50% of your profit if you know what you're doing, right? And it's always better to sell your poultry birds after 6 weeks so that you will not be spending more on the birds and they will not be returning the same weight for you, right? I have a little bit of idea in that perspective. And it's also always good to sell them in kilos. You kill them, prepare them, and sell them in kilo, right? It gives you sell. You tend to get more. That means you have added more value to the product, and you are getting more from it than selling just the bird as it is. You also have automated car wash services, blacksmith services, block industry. Block industry is actually a very good business you can start in areas around where you're having a new construction building. So if it's something, if you have a plot of land in an area that is just starting up, you can start that kind of business. You can even liaise with anybody who owns a block industry in your current area, and discuss with them and find a way to start up and maybe commission or something. They can use your plot of land for something like that, right? So that would work. Boutique sales, you can sell your boutique product both online and offline. In fact, one of the things I always advise people is that you don't have to have 1 naira to start a boutique business. All you need is your phone and get a trustworthy vendor, or you go to a vendor in the local market around you. For instance, if you have a local market around you, go and meet them. Oh, I like this product. Can I take a picture of them? How much do you sell them? Oh, how much will you sell it last? Oh, the last price is 8,000 naira. What about if I want to resell? Oh, I'll give for 7,500. You negotiate with the person and get a very good deal. Get the contact and snap as many products as possible with the price in mind. Post it on your WhatsApp status, and people around you, if you have a very good taste, this business would work for you. Try this kind of boutique business to work for you. Get high taste products that people would not be able to resist now, right? advertise on your WhatsApp status, and before you know, people start ordering and you start making sales. You just convert. So you get to a point that you don't even have to go to the market again. You will just ask the vendor to be sending the product to you. Snap, get you a nice picture, send them to you. You know, you keep selling. You can do this for any kind of product in the market, any kind of product. Just find a way to have your profit margin. Don't charge too much so that you can get more people in. You know, people calculate, instead of them going to the market, walking around and everything, and then maybe they notice this just a little bit of different price difference. They would rather buy from you since you know what you're doing, right? Another business you can start, car wash business I mentioned the other time. Catering business is also a very big deal business. Cleaning and forwarding services, cobbler services. That means you need to learn the skill first for cobblers, how to make shoe, right? It's very, very lucrative. Materials for shoe are very cheap, and you can start that business if you learn it, right? Cold room. I already mentioned cold room when I was talking about poultry business, right? Commission agency, cyber cafe business. You deal in sales of jewelries and accessories. Something like this too can be done using the other plan I talked about. Driving school. Start a driving school if you have a car. Event management and general merchandise, wholesale and retail trade. Electric services, employment agency, employment activities, errand and home delivery. I've registered so many businesses on errand and delivery. If you can just afford to get a bike, a bike used bike goes for around 400 to about 700k, right, depending on the grade. So you can use something like that, you can start a delivery business. You might not have to do it yourself, employ somebody to do it for you. Farming is works everywhere, right? Fashion design, yes, okay. So that's also that. Fire and safety service, frozen food, I already mentioned something about that. General contract, goldsmithing, hat making services, industrial chemical services, industrial and safety equipment services. You can also start industrial and safety services. You can also start interior and exterior decoration services. Now, one of the major business that is growing in construction is the interior and exterior decoration. It's more or less like interior and exterior design. So it goes beyond just normal decoration that you see. The design itself, you see these people, they have people that work for them, those that do POP, those that do light fitting, those that do plumbing, those that do different activities, right? So this is one of the major things. So here, all these ones you will need to learn. You can provide internet service, you can provide laundry service. Laundry service is actually very lucrative, especially if you can run it on the side, right? You're not the one doing everything yourself. If you have somebody on the side, it's cool, it can work. Lubricant and oil services, maintenance and repair of refrigerator or air conditioner, manufacturing, presentation, manufacturing services, marketing services, right? Sales, marketing, that could be digital and online services, right? Medical laboratory service, you need to be a professional to do this. I will not mention this one. Mortuary and funeral services. Some people need those services. Office administrative, plant and equipment management, plastic manufacturing services. This is waste production. So you manage those waste. You get all these so-called babambola or those that gather plastic around. You convert it, compress it, sell it to other persons, right? Plumbing services, printing services, production and sales of footwear, production and sales of ceramics and tiles, public relations services, right? Another is rental services, rental and leasing services. Rental services could include renting of chairs, renting of tables, and all those things, right? Renting of material, cutting materials, and those decoration materials you use, wedding gowns, and all those things. They can work. If you have a wedding gown you have abandoned in your house, you can rent it out. You can place an advert online and rent it out, right? Especially if it is very expensive and people will go for it. Rental and leasing activities, restaurant, safety equipment services, sales of petroleum products. I remember when I was very young, I had that petroleum product. I was selling petroleum product, though on a small scale. I buy it with a keg, resell it, and I was almost making about 50% profit on every product I buy. And within 2-3 days, especially when there's no light, I get to make sales, right? Services include sales of supply of iron, steel and metals, sales of books and stationery, store mailing services, security and investigations activities, service of building and landscape activities, supply of iron and metal, supply of unskilled labor. You can also supply unskilled labor. There are some you can register yourself and get all the necessary permits you need. Some people need people that can help them clean the house and all those things. Yeah, right. You can just be an intermediary. You can do it legally. You get all the necessary permit that you need. Textile services, trading services, travel agency. You can register as a travel agency. I know someone I can connect you with if you are interested in traveling agency. The person is a traveling agent, and you can learn it. Travel agency and tour operator, upholsteries, vulcanization services, welding services, wheel balancing and alignment. This has to do with a particular skill. Let's go to the art and entertainment recreation portion. We have the gallery, you have art and gallery, bar services, gambling services, event management. There's a lot of money in gambling services, right? You can have where you have what's it called, Bet Niger and the rest of other things. It makes a lot of money, right? Modeling services, organized dance class lesson, painting, park and recreational services, photography services. I'm a photographer, right? One of the things you can do is just have a studio or something. It can work. Sport promotion services, sport activities, stress and management services, video CD rental services. This is not actually viable right now. Video rental, you don't have, nobody uses CD any longer, right? Let's talk about agricultural part. Agriculture and fishing, forestry services, right? You have the aquarium, you have animal husbandry, aviary services, crop and animal production, fish farming, fish and aquaculture, food production and processing. As I'm mentioning these different things, just be getting an idea of those things that you already know or you've already learned before. Honey production is a part of gardening services. You have kennel services. You have horticulture, rural services. You have livestock feeding production, livestock management services, milling and grinding services, piggery services, poultry services. You have sales of agricultural produce, sales of agricultural tools, machine and allied products, sales of animals, sales of dairy products, sales of grocery. So if I continue till tomorrow, I will not exhaust this list. You go to the construction part, you have both construction, building work, carpentry, civil engineering, construction, building, glass work, mechanical works, metal work, specialized construction activities, steel work services, supply and sales of distribution of building materials. So sales of building materials is actually very lucrative, especially if you can get it at a very low price, right? Even if you can't get it at a low price, you can just be an intermediary between those that are selling at a cheap price with you go to the site, ask questions. Oh, I supply so product. How can I supply you? And I'll give you so discount. People will be interested in that, and especially if they don't have to pay for the transport. If you have a car, it's something you can run with your car, and a lot of money can be made some way, somehow. So let's move to the last one because this video is getting so long. Let's go to other services here. I'm making another video to continue this list. You have advertisement services, you have apprenticeship services, you have beauty pageant services, you have radio and television services, recycling services, very lucrative, repair of computer and personal and household goods, sales and distribution of textile services, materials rather, sales of fire and safety equipment, sales of mobile phones, and so many rigorous other things. The list is actually inexhaustible. It's very much, and I believe within a short period of time, we'll be able to list maybe over 50 businesses you can start. Just think of all this and look for a business you can start today. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.